Power League is dead and a new mode is coming. We're getting brand new battle card frames, a Mythology themed update, some really cool skins, new hypercharges, a new sharpshooter brawler, and there was even talk of fishing? Now, of course, if you want to get all of the official update information and sneak peeks as soon as Brawl Stars lets me share it, be sure to subscribe. First off, we know that the next Brawl Talk is going to be coming on February the 24th, or 6 days from when I'm recording this video, but what can we expect from it? Well, Brawl Stars recently dropped their Time to Explain podcast, and in it we find a lot of info of which I'll recap for you here, as well as I have some other information coming from outside of that video as well. Now in the video, in their sneak peek portion, they dropped a couple of really big bombs. First off, Power League is dead. They are totally revamping Power League into something else completely that will be more friendly to all players and not just for the hardcore players. Now, we don't know the name of this new feature yet, but they did give us some of the details. This new mode will last for 1 month, so it will reset each season. The rewards are going to be way more than the current Power League. And of course, you'll get these every single month. Now, the gameplay itself is going to be changed as well. There will be brand new modifiers in this new mode, but they mentioned that the modifiers are going to be carefully chosen to not be random ones. So something like, say, meteors won't be one, as it doesn't affect both teams exactly the same. The goal here is to make players adapt on fly with regards to their brawler selection and their style of play. Now, how you engage in those games are going to be different as well. From the lowest tier up to gold, there will be no individual pick and ban phases like the current Power League. Now, I'm guessing that it's going to be more like Mega Pig, where you hop in, you see a mode and a modifier, you choose your brawler, and then you play. Now, when you reach Diamond and above, there will be a pick and ban phase just like the current Power League. And that's pretty much all we know for now about this game mode, but of course, more info is going to follow on that very soon. But the sneak peeks, they did not stop there, as they told us another new feature that's coming to the game, and it's a cosmetic one called Battle Cards. Basically, it's just a way to show off your fame rank and possibly some other things as well when you go into battle. Now, they didn't show us what it looked like, but they did say the entire team had a wow moment when they saw it for the first time, so that's pretty cool. I tried to do my own Photoshop on what I thought it might look like, but in the end, it just kind of sucked, so I guess we'll wait and see. And then the last sneak peek we got out of the podcast was when Danny pulled out this hammer. Now, he didn't really say anything about it other than he thought that this pin was already in game. And as far as I can tell, it's actually not in the game right now. However, it is in the fan kit. Now, in the fan kit, its name is just Hammer, but looking at it, it seems pretty clear that it's a pin similar to the Legends of Olympus, the skin, and the theme. Now, it looks like a Thor-style hammer, so my guess is that we're going to be getting a Mythology-themed season, which, if the skins that come along with it are as good as the ones that we've got now, they're probably going to be pretty awesome. Now, this isn't the only theme that we can get some clues about. In fact, I think besides the Mythology theme, which is basically confirmed now, I think there are some other possibilities as well for the next theme coming in an update of Brawl Stars. The other theme that I think is also possible is one for the Swamp of Love, which is Willow's trio. Now, follow me here because this one takes a little bit of explaining. Now, in the video where the Brawl Together Challenge was announced, we got some leaks of various different things. One of them was this curious shot from a brawler. Now, the easy answer here is just to say it's a shot effect from an unreleased skin, but I do not think that that's it. In the same match in that game, there is a Piper bot that, if you look really close, has a purple aura around it. Now, it's important to note that Brawl Stars, when they are testing brawlers, quite often they use a current model of a brawler, but they give it the new abilities of a new brawler that hasn't been released yet. In fact, before Frank was released, I played him, but at the time it was an El Primo model. He had the same abilities as Frank, but it looked completely like El Primo. It was really strange, but this is actually pretty common. So one strong possibility here is that this Piper bot is actually a new brawler, and that this brawler has some sort of ability that places an area around her or him that shoots out these Cupid-like arrows. Now, because of the heart shape on the end of this projectile, it makes sense that it could be for the Swamp of Love. but then again, it could be not that at all. Now, if this was the case, then we could see a new sharpshooter brawler from the Swamp of Love trio, and along with that, have a swamp-based theme for one of the upcoming seasons. I think that the brawler is probably more probable than the actual swamp theme, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, in that same Brawl Together video, you might have already seen, but both Buzz and Belle are going to be getting their hypercharges. We didn't get to see them in action, but we did see that they're going to be getting them. Now, we've also been getting around 6 hypercharges per season, so there's still 4 more that will come along with them, and we did find out from the Time to Explain podcast that they try to mix the hypercharges given between brawlers with different rarities and class and even popularity. So Belle being a sharpshooter and Buzz being an assassin makes sense as they are so different. Now, some other things that we could look forward to either in this update or in future ones are, of course, some new skins. Now, Brawl Stars sent out surveys to many players via email asking for their opinion on some possible new skins. The first of these was a Sands of Time themed skin set with Shelly, Dynamite, Chuck, Edgar, and Surge. Now, I don't know if they plan on releasing them all or just picking the ones that had the best responses, but to me, they look really cool. Now, the other skin set they had the survey about was the Good Randoms with Janet, Poco, Buzz, and Stu, which again, they all look pretty neat. Now, it's not guaranteed that any of these skin concepts will actually make it into the game, but I think there is a very good chance that some of them will either be in this update or in future ones. And speaking of skins, there's also these baseball Fang skins that Brawl Stars had us all vote on and choose the ones that we like the best, and these ones were the winners. And just like that, they also ran a poll on some bee skins as well that look really cool. And then most notably, the Supercell Make campaign that resulted in the Dark Angel Colt skin also had so many Mecha Colt skin submissions that they held a completely separate one for just Mecha Colt models. And of all of them, this is the Colt model that won, which means at some point we're going to get this in game too. And of course, they already announced it, but we don't know when the blue and red King Frank skins are going to be coming, but I think that we're probably going to see them in this next update, as there's already a lot of assets in the fan kit showing them off. There were also some other things in this podcast that were discussed as well, like the fact that Brawl Stars is currently booming in popularity as the daily active users is near an all-time high and has been on the rise since the introduction of Star Drops, which is a great sign for the future of Brawl Stars. They also talked about bringing a lobby like we see in the Chinese version of Brawl Stars into the mainstream app, but ultimately they decided to put a hold on it because they weren't sure if all the work would be worth it, as they had more impactful things to work on before it. Now, one funny thing that they mentioned that was floated out as an idea when they were talking about this lobby was fishing, where you could go and chill and fish with your brawler. And while I totally understand why they haven't decided to pursue this lobby right now, personally, I think it'd be kind of fun to take your favorite brawler and go hang out by the edge of the water and do some fishing. Sounds pretty cool. Maybe you could like fish resources or even like have a actual fish leaderboard. Sounds weird am I saying it, but you know, who caught the biggest starfish or whatever. It kind of sounds fun, but it's something that we may never see, or at least not anytime soon. Now, they also mentioned that they have their eye on a rework of the trophy system as well, but they also said that that's not likely to happen this year, but it is something that they are aware of with the inflation of trophies with all the new brawlers as well as win streaks. They also had someone ask them about any possible big collaborations with like movies or, you know, different franchises, and while they said no, it seemed like the answer was yes.
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
I'm not doing anything.
Don't say.
I'm not doing anything, Daddy.
Yeah.
So possibly we could see a cool collab with a big franchise coming at some point, maybe even soon. They also recently hired a new game developer to work on their team who spurred on the 5v5 game mode, making it into game. And currently they said he was working on the next new big feature coming into the game. So a big new game mode feature is under development right now as well. And if you're really into a deep dive into the stats of Brawl Stars and all of the thinking behind the choices made, there was a lot of stuff in there from balancing brawlers to their decisions on monetization and a lot of other things. You should definitely go watch the podcast for yourself. I mean, it is over 2 hours long, but it's well worth the time. Stay tuned for all of the official Brawl Stars update info coming soon right here on this channel. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.